In Parshas Vayechi, we bid farewell to Yaakov Avinu. In fact, we bid farewell to all of the brothers. Yosef passes on, the other brothers pass on, and next week we begin to talk about the enslavement of Mitzrayim, our enslavement in Egypt. But there was something unique about the way in which Yaakov died in Parshas Vayechi. Medrash explains to us that Yaakov requested from HaKadosh Baruch Hu that his death be like no other death before him. Until that time, people would die suddenly. There wouldn't be any preparation, there wouldn't be any prolonged illness, and Yaakov felt that people needed to prepare themselves for death. They needed to prepare their families, they needed to put their house in order, they needed to be able to go through the process of dying as they went through the process of living. And so Yaakov requests from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, please allow me to have an illness when it's time for me to die, as opposed to just dying suddenly. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu, God, grants Yaakov's request. And he gives him a prolonged illness to the point where Yosef is called and told, Vayomer leYosef, hine avicha chole, your father is ill. Yosef understood that to mean that his father was going to die, and therefore he took Ephraim and Menashe, his sons, with him to his father so that his father can give him a bracha before he died. And Yaakov gives a bracha to Ephraim and Menashe, his grandsons, and he blesses them by saying that forever in the future, Jewish people will bless their sons, saying that we hope that you are like, that Hashem makes you like Ephraim and Menashe. Ephraim and Menashe became the paradigm, became the goal of Jewish parents for what their sons should become. That seems to be the blessing that Yaakov gives to Ephraim and Menashe. But Rav Moshe Leib Misasav says that there was actually another blessing. And the other blessing was right before that pasuk, where it says, Vayevarchem bayom hahu leimor, that Yaakov blessed them on that day, saying. The Torah never minces words. The Torah never has too few words or too many extra words. There is always a reason for words that appear in the Torah. And the words here, bayom hahu, on that day, come to teach us something. And Rav Moshe Leib Misasov suggests that what the words bayom hahu come to teach us means that Yaakov was hoping for his grandsons that when they would daven to Hashem on a given day, it would be for what they needed on that day. That they wouldn't have the dagos, they wouldn't have the concerns of yesterday and the concerns of tomorrow, but they would have the concerns of the present moment, the concerns and the needs that they needed to have taken care of for a specific day. And in this extension, we really talk about the fact that so many of us are burdened with concerns and worries about our future, about how the past has impacted the present and the future, and what will happen tomorrow versus what happened yesterday. The message and the bracha that Yaakov gave to Ephraim and Menashe was that we need to be focused about what's happening today, and that a blessing, a bracha in life is really not to worry about what happens tomorrow or what happened yesterday. Of course, we have to be realists, and of course there's a connection with tomorrow and with yesterday. Nevertheless, sometimes focusing too much or worrying too much about the future or the past doesn't allow us to live in the hoveh, to live in the present. May we all be zocheh to live our lives through the bracha of Yaakov Avinu, to be concerned about today, and while within reality, care about tomorrow and yesterday, but only if it allows us to function, to accomplish, and to feel that we are growing in our lives today. Thank you for listening, and have a good Shabbos.